Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to do a new rant of the week, and this is going to be my top 10 figures I would like to see from Hasbro. One thing I forgot to put on this list, and I've been thinking about it for a long time, so I'll go into it, is MP Seekers. While I'm not really into the MP anymore, I know a lot of people are. So I think they need to do, for the Toys R Us releases, Skywarp, Bitstream, and Hotlink at the $60 price point. Yeah, eventually Ramjet, Thrust, and Dirge as well, but those three need to... That Skywarp has to happen, and at least one of the two other Rainmakers need to happen too. So you can have the three Rainmakers and the three Main Seekers, all from Hasbro. I don't know why they haven't done it yet, but yeah, I think they usually have been doing one Seeker a year, which, I mean, seriously, you can't do more than one a year, but whatever. So I think I'm hoping this year we'll get the Skywarp. So let's get to my 10 list. So with this list, it's a lot of it are things more or less repaints or reissues as opposed to new figures entirely. There's a few new figures entirely, and the reason for that is that there's not a whole lot that hasn't been rumored or officially announced yet. You know, like I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I want to see a Titan class Trypticon because I know they're making a Titan class Trypticon. So I that's where I stand on that. It's like, you know, I don't want to say things that I know are going to happen anyway, or things that just won't happen. Like let's say Ape Face, for example. I know he's not going to come. And also, there's a lot of figures coming out with Titan's Return, so I'm going to try and stay clear of things that would fall under that category that we might be getting from there. So it's yeah. So number one, Combined Wars Blue Streak, or Silver Streak, whichever one you want to call them. But you know, we got the Smoke Screen, we got the Prowl, so now we need a Blue Streak, and you know, it's a great chance to cash. You know, do one more quick cash grab on those figures, and I hate it when they do stuff like that where, you know, it's like repaints in Combined Wars was sucking. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like same molds over and over and over again for characters that didn't share mold. I hate it when they release figures that are supposed to have other characters that share the mold with it, and yet they don't do anything with that. That bothers me more than repainting 1,000 different times. You know, it's like when Starscream first came out in the Classics line. You know, they repainted it into Skywarp and retooled it into Ramjet, but there was no Thundercracker, and there was no Dirge, there was no Thrust, and it's just kind of like, that was mind-boggling for me back in the day. It's like, why? You know, why not just repaint those things and throw them out there real quick? I don't get that. And instead, you know, we had to wait. Let's see, it was a little over a year before. It was like 2 years before Universe 2.0 happened. And there we got Acid Storm. And then later on another Starscream, and again it's like, why can't we get these ones we don't have that were in the show, you know, more than half a second, like Acid Storm. And then the BotCon came around, and then yeah, you guys know all the story from there. But it's just like, why can't they just, you know, give us a Blue Streak? We need a retail Ratchet. You know, I hate that mold as Ironhide and Ratchet, but I know some people do like it, so we need to get the Ratchet. You know, we got the Trailbreaker, so we need the Hoist. I mean, come on, let's knock the rest of these out real quick. All right, number two. This one, I think they would sell a lot of these. A box set that has Slingshot, Blast, the Takara Blast Off, Groove, Breakneck, and Skylinks. That's just they'll be available at retail. Those 5 figures. And the reason for that is while we got the Groove, we got the Breakneck, we got the Slingshot. All of those were very, very hard to come by, and unless you were hitting that refresh button on ordering it, you probably missed out. Most people missed out. I know a lot of people missed out. Now it's like the aftermarkets are like $60 for some of them. And Skylinks was short packaged, so he was hard to come by. Yes, I don't like the figure at all. I know some people liked it, but they thought it was too small. Some people thought he was okay, but thought he was too small. And some people like me just did not like the mold at all and think he's too small. I just think of the figures, Voyager class figures out there, he was the one that got short packaged the worst, and as such we don't have him. Because we don't have a lot of people don't have him, I think he would be a good Voyager to go in this box set. So yes, you can make a combiner out of it if you want to, but it's more or less to fill in all the holes. And the Blast Off, again, we don't have. I mean, I'm sure it will be released the way Groove and Slingshot and them were, but again, we're going down the same road. I just think it would be pretty cool to have a box set with all 5 of these, for all those people that missed out, or they just want another one of each figure, and you can go to the store, just pick it up, $100 or whatever, and there you go, you're done. You got all 4 exclusive figures. Maybe throw in a couple different paint apps to make them look a little different, or different weapons. Maybe give them those. Give the whole set the. What was it? The Computron is getting new hands and feet for the combined mode, so maybe give them that and make them like a generic like gray or black color, so that they could be used for any other combiner too. So I think it would work really well. So if anybody out there works for Hasbro, or somebody that works for Hasbro, there's your idea. I promise you will sell a ton of those. 3, a reissue of Metroplex, and then also the recolor into Metro Titan. A lot of people, like myself, I sold my Metroplex, and some people missed out on Metroplex. If you go look at him online right now, he's going from $300 to $500. When he originally was $100. I think I got mine for $120, something like that. So I think they should reissue it. Just do it. I mean, people will buy it. I know a lot of people would buy it. Not as much as the first run, but you will make plenty of sales off of it. Just don't do what you're doing with Unicron, where you're charging more than 3 times what the original retail price was. $170. $170 for what was originally a $50 figure that got discounted down to the $20 bin, or less. I think the black one, a friend of mine said he got his for like $12. And I believe it. They and I didn't. The black one, I was like, I passed that one multiple times. I was just like, should I get it for $12? Or, under $20, or should I not? Nah, let's not. I would say it's worth $50. And repainted right in the G1 color schemes, I could put it up to $100. $170? No, not a chance. Not a chance in hell. All right. But yeah, anyway, Metroplex, we need a reissue of the Metroplex. If we can get some new joints in the hips and knees and stuff like that, that'd be great. If not, just reissue it. And then do the Metro Titan. I'm surprised that we haven't gotten my Metro Titan. I am legitimately like 100% shocked that we have not gotten Metro Titan yet. Number 4, Scorponok in Titan class. Like I said before, we know we're getting Trypticon, but we don't know if we're going to get Scorponok. So I'd love to see a Scorponok Trypticon, or Titan class. To go with, I think Scorponok should be smaller than Fortress Maximus, but I'll take it. Not going to argue it at all. I think it's time that we get one, and if done right, you could retool Metroplex into Scorponok. I could definitely see that working. Give him new hands, some new cannons on the feet, of course the tail, and a new headmaster gimmick. Just some more guns on the shoulders and stuff like that. I think we'd be in good shape. So yeah, definitely we need one of those. Number 5, a new Titan class Omega Supreme, because he needs to be in the same size as Devastator. Yeah, he should be bigger than Devastator, at least a head taller than Devastator, according to original cartoons. And that's where I would love to see Omega Supreme. I would love to see a big Titan class Omega Supreme. Now, why am I picking Hasbro to do the Titan class figures instead of like third party, who will do a really good job with these figures? And Hasbro will do a decent job with these figures, to okay to decent, is because of the price. If I knew, like, let's say MMC. Let's say MMC was going to be able to put out a Titan class figure. I think their Overlord is going to be big, but I don't think it's Titan class size. I think he's at like 170. So that's actually pretty interesting. I'm really getting more and more excited for that. But anyway, if I knew like MMC or Fans Project or Make Toys could make a Titan class Omega Supreme, that is in scale with the Hasbro Metroplex, and they can do it for $100 to $150, then sign me up. But just by trend, I know that it's not possible. It's not going to happen. Look at Utopia, $400 for something that's about half the size of Metroplex. Is he a better figure? Yes. Is he better made? Yes. I mean, all around, better detailed, better sculpted. Doesn't have a voice chip though. But yeah, $400. It's like that. If it was $400 and the same size as the Generations Metroplex, I'd be all over those things. But they're smaller, so we're probably talking close to $1,000 for a third-party figure to make something that big, with the level of care and such that third party has. So no, I don't think we'll get it from there. So that's why I'm saying Hasbro should make these things, because at least they'll get done. And as of late, they've been knocking the head sculpts out of the park. I mean, when was the last time you looked at a Hasbro figure that's come out recently and said, that head sculpt doesn't look quite right? They did a bad job of it earlier on in the Chug line, but not lately. They've been nailing those things. Number 6, and this goes in again, Voyager Seekers. We need Voyager Seekers, and not big Voyagers, not like of course there's not one within reach. It doesn't need to be like Hotspot or Motormaster size. As a matter of fact, I prefer they weren't that size. I would like them, sell them as a Voyager, make them on the very low end of size for Voyagers and very high end for size deluxe. The reason for this is this will allow you to have more plastic and more money to go into the figure. And from there, you're going to be able to make a more solid figure that has better paint apps. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you make it a small Voyager, like as small as you can make those Voyagers, you're going to nail it. because then that will put it like just below his height, because he's a larger Voyager. Let me grab Metroplex or not Metroplex, Motor Master. So here's Motor Master, and here's the Megatron. So it's like he's just a little bit shorter. So if you make this, if you like compress this down and make him about a head shorter, then we would be talking perfect Seeker scale. Will we get it? Probably not, but it would be really cool. And like I said, I mean, if you scale it down so that you're able to use the plastic a little bit more intelligently, and get it some little bit better paint apps, we'll pay the Voyager price for a small Voyager. I promise you. I promise you. I don't know anybody that wouldn't pay for it. And the best part about it is, and especially if you do it right, you know, you're gonna get Starscream, you're gonna get Skywarp, Thundercracker, Acid Storm, Sunstorm, Bitstream, or Hotlink, whichever. Or you could do Bitstream and then do a 3-pack with the Hotlinks as troopers, which would be cool. Then, so let's say that you do that. Okay, so we're at 9. Then you do the cone heads, so now we're at 12. There's 12 repaint 12 different paint jobs that you have available for Seekers. I mean, that it sells itself, and it could be the last Seeker we do for a long time. But yeah, if you do it right, you know, small Voyager or a really large deluxe. I'd say Voyager, that way you could sell it at the Voyager price. You're gonna make bank. I guarantee you, whoever does that will make bank. You know, third party, I'd say yes, but the problem with that is like you go into like iGear, the Raptors, they were great. Little too big. They should have been a little bit smaller. The MMC ones were the best for the Fall of Cybertron line. But the problem with both of those is iGear did 6, MMC did 3, and they're done. They're not doing any more. And the big part of Seekers is to be able to build an armada. And at $100 a piece, not worth it. Not worth it. You know, if we're talking $25 a piece with 12 different molds, see, that's what, $400 in Seekers? That you know I'm gonna buy. I know a lot of people will buy that. Anyway, moving on. Number 7. This is the pipe dream. The pipe dream. No, it's not gonna happen. A Superion repaint with new heads. All of them will have new heads. Using the G2 Cyberjet Decepticons. So there were 3 main Decepticons, Cyberjets. There's Hooligan, Skyjack, and Space Case. So you repaint 3 of the Superion Seekers into those, or jets into those. Give them new heads so that they look right. Yeah, I'm happy. Maybe give them new hands so they have the little claw guns. Pushing it, I know. But like I said, this is the pipe dream one. Use the Cyclonus version of the Superion mold and repaint that into the... It was canceled. But right before it was canceled, they were going... And they released the figures later on, but they were going to do the G2 Megatron as a bomber. And he would come with another scout class, or basic class at the time, Cyberjet that was Starscream. Believe that one got canceled, and then it came out in Machine Wars and Beast Wars Neo, or Beast Wars 2. Yeah, one of those Beast Wars. And then you got then Robot Masters and RID. So the mold came out, but it would be cool to see those. Or maybe it was Dreadwing. top of my head. I'm having a hard time there, but that's what would be cool, because there were 5 Decepticon Cyberjets, 3 of which got repainted into Autobots, but there were 5 Decepticon Cyberjets, so it'd be really cool to see those things come to life. and at that point, I'd be happy if it was a combiner, because the colors would be so offensive. I mean, we're talking bright orange. We got black with bright red. We got white with bright blue. I mean, this thing would be horrible looking, but it would be really cool. Look better than Victorian, that's for sure. But yeah, that would be. I think that would be pretty cool. Like I said, pipe dream. Not gonna happen. Number 8, a leader class 6-shot. This could go in the Titans Return. Give him a headmaster. Fine. And actually, you know what? Let's definitely do the headmaster, because with the headmaster, because we are talking about Hasbro. Yes, Hasbro has limitless resources, but they do have to follow that budget. They know that this toy has to be in this price range, so they're like, okay, this is what we have to work with to keep it in that price range. So, while I do, complain about them, and it's because that they have limited themselves to fall into certain categories. Maybe it was the higher ups, and maybe the people that are designing toys really want to give us the best thing that they can. That's why a lot of the Transformers are hollow these days, is because they're trying to make them bigger, like they used to be, but they have limited materials. They could go all out if they wanted to, but Transformers is dropping a bucket for Hasbro. I mean, seriously, it's just another thing for them. It's not like they sit there like, this is our bread and butter. No. Hasbro has been around years before Transformers, and if Transformers folds, Hasbro won't bat an eye. They won't slow down. They will just continue doing what they do. So, yeah, they're a business. They got to run the company. I get that. So, that being said, if they did a leader class 6-shot, obviously you can't have 6 modes. That would be a little crazy. Make it a triple or quadruple changer, and then make the headmaster like a triple changer. You got bot mode, you got head mode, and maybe that's where the lion mode comes in, or the wolf mode comes in. Maybe the head can turn into a wolf, and then the core body will have the bot mode and maybe a jet mode and tank mode. There you go. There's 6 different modes. Yeah, it's cheating because we're pulling off the headmaster to pull it off. But you know what I mean. They're gonna have to cheat with it somehow. So I think that would be acceptable, as long as the bot mode looked really good. And I think Titans Return would be a great place to put it. He'd be big, he'd be awesome. I think there was rumors about him, but nothing really confirmed. We just talked about this earlier, but I want to see a leader class Armada tidal wave, and a leader class at least. I know it wouldn't happen, but a Titan class would be amazing. He's supposed to be that big, in comparison to a leader class Megatron from Armada. He should be Titan class size. I mean, that thing, he was huge in the show. So yeah, I would love to see something that big stomping around. Yeah, it would be a different entity altogether, because it wouldn't fit with well, maybe it would. I mean, why can't we get Tidal Wave as a G1 character now? A lot of other people, look at Lockdown. He was created for animated, and then got sucked into the movies, and then he's now in the Chug. He's now Chug, or in IDW at least. So why can't we get a tidal wave that big? And it would be really cool because then we would have another Decepticon Titan class figure because, you know, we're getting all these Autobots. Again, we get all these Autobots and no Decepticons. It's like, yeah, okay, they're making Fortress Maximus, who's coming out now. And yet, all I could sit there while looking at the figure is, man, I really wanted Triptychon. They should have done Triptychon next, not Fortress Maximus. Save Fortress Maximus for when you're ready to do Scorponok. And then they do a vote on, like, oh, which one do you want to see next? And it's like, well, of course they're going to pick Triptychon because that's what the fans want. Fans want balance. You know, so everyone has their favorite characters they want to see. But also, fans want that balance. They want figures that can go against each other. Because it's no fun to just collect all Autobots or all Decepticons. You gotta have some animosity in between your collection. So, and that was always what a great thing about the G1 cartoon was like, okay, Decepticons are building Minosaur. Okay, so the Autobots have to build Superion to counter it. Okay, Devastator's stomping around, but, well, Autobots have got the Dinobots. And then later it was the Omega Supreme. So every time, okay, Autobots have got Metroplex, so Decepticons build Triptychon. So there's, everyone's countering each other the whole way. So the fact that toy-wise, they seem to love the Autobots and hate the Decepticons or whatever. I'm gonna look at Combiner Wars. Let's see, we had... Let's do a quick count. I know I'm rambling off. But, okay, so we had Superion, and then we had Minosaur. Then we had the random Autobot Combiner. Then we had the Defensor. Then Bruticus. Then we had random Autobot Combiner number 2. And then we had Victorian. And official releases anyway, not the convention exclusive or whatever. Is that it? Yeah. So we got 7 official retail release combiners. 2 were Decepticons. Now, if you look back at the G1 cartoon. Oh, and we had Devastator. Okay, so 8 releases, 3 cons, 5 Autobots. If you look at the G1 cartoon, and I'm talking the American G1 cartoon, okay? How many Autobot combiners were there? There was Superion, there was Defensor, there was Computron. How many Decepticon combiners were there? Devastator, Minosaur, Bruticus, Predaking, Abominus. They reversed the numbers. 5 cons, 3 bots in the show. 5 Autobot combiners to 3 Decepticon combiners in the toys. There's my problem. You know, there's proof that they love that they're just throwing out these Autobots. And some people love some of those Autobots. That's fine. That's great. Some people like the ones that aren't supposed to be combiners but are combiners. That's fine. Whatever. That's okay. But my big deal is the fact that they're doing it to the point where it's hurting the Decepticon cause. And we're all about the Decepticon cause on this channel. Because, you know, we're all Decepticons here. Alright. So yeah, Leader Class Tidal Wave, because we're getting all these other... or Titan Class Tidal Wave, because we're getting all these other Titan Class figures that aren't able to fight Decepticons. I mean... yeah. And then the last one, they did this a couple times, and I really thought it was awesome. And I think I would love to see them do this again. And I saw it actually at Toys R Us with the TMNT shelf. The history of said character. I absolutely love those kind of sets. I think those things are absolutely a blast. And what they are is they give you this big box set that has just a history of a character. they did a number of them with Bumblebee. I think they did one with Optimus, but I think it was only 2 or 3 figures. But in TMNT, there I saw this. It had the comic book version of Leonardo, the cartoon version of Leonardo, the movie version of Leonardo, the reboot version of Leonardo, the current version of Leonardo, and then the movie version of Leonardo. So that's what, 6 Leonardos. So you get all those Leonardos in one box set. I think it was 6, maybe 7 figures, and it was just great. I almost bought it, and I don't even collect Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's just I love those kind of sets, and I think those people that collect the characters. Let's take Baldwin Deluxe. He loves Starscream. He's got this video up that has his Starscream collection. Go check that out. That thing is awesome. But he'd be one of those people that if you sold a box set for a reasonable price of like a reissued G1 Starscream, the classic Starscream, Armada Starscream, and on and on and on. I'm sure he would buy that. I'd buy it. I would love to buy that. That just would be so cool. And then we get characters like Shockwave. That'd be cool to see, like Alternator Shockwave, maybe Energon Shock Blast, animated Shockwave, movie Shockwave, the Generation Shockwave. I would say Masterpiece. But then we're talking, add in another $180. We don't need to do that. But it'd be really cool to see. I've always loved those sets. I will continue loving those sets, and I would like to see more of them, at least in like a Legends scale or something. That would be fun, novelty kind of thing. But if they did like real figures, like the real Chug or real collectible figures, reissues and stuff like that, a lot of people will buy them because they missed out on the first releases or the first set of reissues or something like that. So yeah, there you go. There's my top 10. What are your guys' top 10? What do you think of mine?